Hello everyone, Jacob here with 6 Scoundrels, and thank you guys so much for joining me for another video. Today we're taking a look at one of the most unique Darth Vader figures Hot Toys has ever produced, the battle-damaged Darth Vader. We're actually going to start with my favorite display option, and that's the unmasked look. Honestly, I'm willing to wager that this is probably the favorite look for most people who own this figure, or at least for anyone who's admired it from afar. There's just something about seeing Anakin underneath that shattered helmet that makes this piece feel incredibly dynamic and alive. Right away, you can see the battle damage throughout the chest. The armor has been torn open, exposing the mechanical components underneath, and it looks absolutely fantastic. One thing worth mentioning is that the chest box itself does not light up. The belt boxes, however, do illuminate. Moving over to the damaged arm, this is one of the coolest areas of the figure in my opinion. You've exposed burning flesh running alongside the robotic arm, and the sculpt work here is honestly pretty disturbing, in the best possible way that is. You can really see the layers of burned skin wrapping around the cybernetics. The abdomen is another highlight. You can see where the armor has been ripped away, exposing more charred flesh beneath. It's incredibly detailed and really sells the idea that Vader has been through an absolutely brutal fight. Now there is one thing to be aware of, the robotic fingers, they don't articulate. The arm itself, however, does articulate, but I would strongly recommend being very careful. There are exposed wires running into the body, the bicep area, and the damaged skin. If you push the articulation too far, I definitely worry about stressing those wires or potentially pulling something loose. This really isn't the kind of figure that you'd want to constantly repose. Even the belt shows subtle weathering. There's not a crazy amount of damage on each individual box, but there's enough dirt, scratches, and wear to tie everything together without making it look overdone. On the lower half of the figure, you'll notice the exposed robotic leg. The sculpt looks really good. It's primarily plastic with molded wiring throughout. It's not die-cast, but it still feels solid, and even the foot has articulation right at the ankle, giving you a little bit more flexibility when posing. The one I have displayed is the wired, battle-damaged cape, and I think this is absolutely the way to go. It has large tears throughout the right side that really emphasize the destruction Vader has suffered. The left side is mostly intact fabric, but there are subtle wires sewn into it, allowing you to shape the cape however you like. Hot Toys also includes a cleaner, sculpted cape if that's your preference, but personally I think the wired version gives the figure so much more presence on the shelf. And I did not get the deluxe version with the sculpted cape. Now, let's move to arguably the biggest selling point, the head sculpt. This thing looks fantastic. The paint applications are excellent, and to me, it really resembles Hayden Christensen. The burned skin has tons of depth and realism, while the exposed mechanical details blend seamlessly into the sculpt. One feature I absolutely love is the adjustable rolling eyes. It's a simple system, but it makes a huge difference in creating more lifelike expressions. Hot Toys also includes a standard Darth Vader helmet, and I'm a little torn on this one to be honest. The sculpt itself looks great. There's some subtle dirt and grime around the edges, but overall I honestly think it's just too clean for this figure. For me, the unmasked display is where the figure truly shines. Seeing Anakin underneath all that damage makes the figure feel more emotional, more alive, and honestly, unlike any Darth Vader Hot Toys has ever produced. And lastly, I do want to emphasize this figure is delicate. There are exposed wires, torn fabric, damaged armor, and plenty of small details that deserve careful handling. When you're posing it, take your time, don't force the articulation, don't overextend the damaged arm, and don't twist anything that doesn't want to move. Treat it with care, and I think it'll hold up just fine. One major improvement is the nylon undersuit. Unlike some Vader releases that use materials prone to deterioration over time, this one should have a much better longevity, which is fantastic news for long-term collectors. Overall, this figure is absolutely destroyed from head to toe. Every angle tells a story, and that's what makes it so special. It's easily the most visually interesting Darth Vader Hot Toys has ever made. That being said, it's still difficult to replace a clean, classic Darth Vader on the shelf. This version is very specific to one moment, which comes from the Force Unleashed video game, specifically the first one. Whereas the standard Vader is much more versatile. Judged on what it sets out to accomplish, Hot Toys absolutely nailed it. I'm giving Battle Damage Darth Vader a 9 out of 10. If you enjoyed today's review, be sure to drop a like down below. It really helps out the channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing and make sure you click that notification bell so you never miss future Hot Toys reviews, 6 skill discussions, and everything else we've got coming your way. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Jacob with 6 Scoundrels, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.